Hello chess lovers! The 2018 World Rapid Championship is over and Russian chess grandmaster Daniil Dubov, who scored 11 points out of 15, is the winner. Congratulations to the young talent and let's wish him more victories. In this video I would like to share a very interesting game played by Dubov against Kazakhstani chess grandmaster Rinat Jumabayev. This game is taken from round 2 and now let's see what happened on the board. Dubov opened up with c4, English opening e5 by Jumabayev, knight c3, knight f6, g3, bishop c5 and knight f3. This is a very rare line. Usually in this position white is fianchettoing the light squared bishop and then is playing e3 and is bringing the knight on e2 square. But in our game we have knight f3. White is actually choosing a very provocative line, e4 by black, knight g5, and there it goes, bishop takes f2. I guess this was a carefully planned line by Daniil Dubov, and with this provocative opening he managed to drag his opponent into his preparations and gain advantage. King takes f2 by Dubov, knight g4 check, king g1, which is the safest square for white, queen takes g5. In return we have knight takes e4, queen g6, bishop g2, black castles kingside, d4, d6, and bishop f4. Actually, instead of playing bishop f4, kicking away the knight from this active square and then exchanging the knights and bringing the king on a safer square could have been a better try, but in our game we have bishop f4, knight c6 by black, knight c3. What is freeing this e4 square for the pawn? Bishop d7, queen d2, rook e8, rook e1, a6, we first see h3, white is kicking away the knight and there it goes, e4. And later in the game you will see how dangerous will become white's pawn center. Rook d8, king h2, white is first bringing his king on a safer square, h6, rook f1, bishop c8 and g4. White is gaining more space, knight e5, a nice trick by black, but white responded with queen e2. The idea of knight e5 is that if d takes e5 then black can recapture with the d pawn, and if knight e5 then after the exchange of knights e takes f4. Black is managing to fight back and is nearly equalizing the game. That's why after knight e5 we have queen e2. Already the knight is hanging, that's why it retreated back on c6, queen d2. Here the players repeated the moves, and then we have rook d1, king h8, queen f3, king h8. Yes, black has acquired a waiting strategy, but this is going to be catastrophic for black. Actually, with his last move, white allowed black to get a nice counter-attacking chances, and black could have gone for this knight takes g4 move. If h takes g4 then bishop takes g4, if queen g3 then queen h5 check, and then bishop takes d1. If rook takes d1 then f5. Yes, this could have allowed black to activate his position, but in our game after queen f3 we have this waiting king g8 move, b3, rook d7. Still, it was not too late to go for knight g4, but we have rook d7, black will double up his rooks on the e file, and knight d5. We have the exchange of knights on d5, knight goes back on b8. Yes, black pieces are very passive, and now comes e5 and white pawns are actually getting very dangerous. Knight d7, we have queen g3, knight b6 and bishop e4. Black is in trouble and black is forced to give away a pawn. f5 was played, g takes f5. We have the exchange of queens on g3 and the endgame is totally lost for black. Let's see how is black going to prolong his resistance. Rook f8, rook c1, b6. Finally black wants to activate his light squared bishop. Already there is too much pressure on d5, that's why we have bishop takes f6, and as white managed to open up the g file, will now penetrate black's camp. Rook g6, black's position is totally lost. Bishop a6, a4, b5, rook g2, b4, rook g4. White rook is coming, and already white has created some very dangerous mating ideas. Rook h4, h5, rook g2. Instead of rook g2, bishop d3 could have been a nice idea in order to lure away this bishop and go for a checkmate. If bishop d1, then bishop c2, and if bishop e2, then king g3. The threat is king f2, and if rook g8, then anyways, king f2, and it's over. White is winning. Let's go back, but Dubov played rook g2. He chose another line, which is also winning. He came after the light squared bishop with a rook. Bishop goes back on a6, rook takes h5, check king g8, rook h6, rook g7, bishop f3, and finally we have a resignation. This bishop can come on h5 square in order to support this e-pawn. Yes, black's position is totally lost. That's why after bishop f3, black resigned. A nice game by Dubov, and I hope that it was interesting for you. Thanks for watching. For more games, consider subscribing to my channel. Also, press the bell button to get notified about new uploads. I will see you in my next video. Good luck.